All right, what up? It's Radical Rascals. Today we're talking about something not serious, and Nick will introduce that.
Bro, don't put this on my lap. Alright, dude, I guess this is episode... What are we even on? What was the last one, episode 11? So is this like 11X? Like, this is like the bonus check. He's eating... Yeah, he's eating his vegan burgers directly into the mic while I'm hitting a fucking weed pen. I mean, a vape pen.
A jewel.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this topic's gonna be on, but I guess we can do something like media. I don't know. I guess what about video games?
Nick's been trying to get me to watch anime for a long time. I've been
trying to get him to watch so much anime, dude. I just want him to watch One Piece. Alright, so the thing is, like, he's always been super against TV. He's always been super against, like, media. And then very recently, he's learned what boredom was and discovered shows and was like, oh my god, Prison Break is the greatest show of all time. You know? So he told me, he's like, bro, I've been thinking about getting an anime. Do you know any that I would like? And I was like, boy, oh boy, do I.
Well, I didn't say it like that. Did I?
I don't fucking... Do you want to clarify? I don't know.
Because I don't think I would come out and say, yeah, I'm trying to watch anime.
No.
I wouldn't go that deep.
And you were saying, like, oh, yeah, no, you said, I want to look into shows, and you said, I was thinking about anime, because I've heard from you guys. No. And you, yeah, because you asked me about Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z, but no. I was thinking about watching the movie Spirited Away.
Okay, yeah.
And then you were like, yeah, you know, whatever. I forgot what you said. But then you were trying to get me to watch anime shows. And I wasn't interested in anime. I was just interested in that particular movie because every list where you top 100 movies, that's always there. And it's an anime.
I don't know if you know this or not. It's actually a critique on capitalism.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's not. No, I'm joking.
I was like, wait, what? Yeah, dude, it's actually a critique of basically, like... It was specifically like a lot of cultural phenomena, like a lot of like the westernization of Japan during the 90s. Like they started opening up a bunch of amusement parks and shit and really westernizing Japan, and it specifically delves into that. And I guess like just some sort of like hyperinflation that occurred during the era as well, mostly or not. I don't know if it's mostly due to that. There's a whole video that breaks it down. It's really cool though. Like the video that explains it, because a lot of theories on movies are like kind of a stretch, but that actually sounds like it's pretty spot on. You know, but yeah, Hayao Miyazaki, he makes really good movies. I would say don't stop there. You know, if you're gonna watch Spirited Away, you should watch a couple others because his movies are just beautiful. You know, it's not like just big anime titties and like a bunch of normal tropes.
You see, I would watch Spirited Away, but I would not take that time that I have and invest it in watching a show, an anime show, because I don't put anime at the level of superior art forms. I'm not calling it an inferior art form. I don't think that exists.
It sounds like you are. It sounds like a roundabout way of saying it's inferior. You can't have superior without inferior. That's not how it works.
I meant upper level art forms.
Right.
Which is subjective. It's in my opinion. Like I like movies more than I like TV shows, or I like movies more than I like paintings.
I think the thing about different mediums and why it's so difficult, just mediums of art in general, why it's so difficult to say that like one is superior than another is just because different mediums offer different ways of expressing the artist expressing themselves. You know, you can do different things in TV shows that you can't necessarily accomplish thematically within movies. Can't think of any examples off the top of my head, so I'm going to rattle off a bunch of bullshit ones that I think of as I'm saying this sentence. For instance, Breaking Bad is a great show. It would have been a cool movie, but it's a great show because it allows for such a slow build that makes it feel significantly more realistic. You can watch this character grow in ways that you wouldn't be able to necessarily do over a movie or over the course of a movie. You know?
Right.
Damn, I actually can't. I really pulled that one out of my ass, but it works.
No, and that's true. As someone who has seen Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
and who was part of the production team, I can tell you right now that
He also thinks that Breaking Bad is one of the greatest shows ever.
yeah,
He is not incorrect though. Breaking Bad is so good. Holy shit.
it's probably my top 5.
Yeah, dude. Like, because the only problem that I've heard people have with it is like the beginning's a little boring. Like, you know, it just takes a while.
Yeah.
You know, for my mom though, she got like grossed out by the bathtub scene. You remember?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that turned her off of it. But I don't know. I feel like if those are your only 2 complaints, though, that like I've literally heard from anyone, those are the only complaints. That or I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it must be a pretty good show.
My thing with shows is despite the fact that I've watched them, and the ones I have watched I don't think I've ever watched a show in a time where I have been active, busy, doing something. It's either been maybe during a summer break, or maybe during the pandemic. During the pandemic, I watched a lot of shows.
I think that applies to so many people.
Right.
Though.
And when I was in the Peace Corps,
Yeah.
I watched a lot of shows. So, other than that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I have nothing to do. Like, I could read a book, and I did. It's not like I didn't read, but I think it's my inner anti-Western, anti-capitalist inside me, which is saying, like, and I know you're going to critique me, but it's like the culture of TV shows seems so absurd to me. It's literally...
It's fake.
It's fake. It's like, how can we just consume people? Like, you're literally watching a show that has like mad seasons. It takes maybe 300 hours of your life, and you're just sitting there watching it. And for what? So you can, for what? You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, where I would critique myself is, it's an escape from reality, and because reality is so horrifying under under this capitalist world we live in, I don't blame people who do watch it. However, at the same time, I think each individual person has this obligation to check themselves once in a while and learn these limits. I didn't watch shows until I was like maybe 20 years old. Maybe I watched a couple before I became 20.
Right. Gotta chill.
But I think we have an obligation to say, hold up, wait a second. I'm not going to cave into my desires and watch this show that everybody's talking about. Game of Thrones was all popular during high school. I watched it last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I still haven't even watched it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I watched it eventually, but I wasn't interested in caving. I watched it simply out of boredom because my brother told me, and you know, I wanted to see what my brother's taste in shows were and if I can trust him or not, and that was like the move I did. So, but in general, I think we as individuals have an obligation to better ourselves and use our time wisely, because once we're taught to consume, it's normal to take some time for yourself. Go take some time for yourself. Watch a fucking TV show, you know, get the fuck out of reality. Just lose yourself in a stupid TV show that just kills your brain cells, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of whether it's a beautiful piece of art or not. There's things that we as individuals need to do better. We need to read more. We need to think critically more. We can do more as a collective. 300 hours of your life is a long fucking time. You can learn a language in that amount of hours, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think you benefit from reading fiction? You said people need to read more. If they read more fiction, would that accomplish something or no?
That's a good question. Here's my answer. There's a book.
You sound like such a fucking slob as you're critiquing capitalism. It's so funny because it sounds ironic in a sense. It sounds like you're like, well, the problem with overconsumption.
But no, I have been on a vegan keto diet, which everybody knows is mad fucking strict. You can't, cause bro, keto people eat mad meat and just butter and cheese and shit, and I can't do that. So I'm left with like 6 foods. But no, this is my cheat day. So, fuck was I saying? Fiction books.
Yes. I forgot to for a second. I was like, oh wait, where were we?
There's a book by Chris Hedges, who's a public intellectual. I forgot the title of the book, but it's called like something like the death of the spectacle or some shit like that. I forgot what it is, but essentially the argument of his book is that he says that because people are not reading more, and he's including fiction into that, just people are not reading more in general, they're watching, it's killing their imagination. It's killing that creative part in their brain. Because it doesn't train them how to think creatively on their own. You're reading a book, a fiction book, and imagine Harry Potter. You know, you're read. I hate Harry Potter, but fuck it. You're reading Harry Potter, and you're imagining all of these things.
Wait, you hate Harry Potter? I thought you just didn't like it. I thought it just...
No, I hate Harry Potter. Yeah, I hate it.
We have to focus on that at some point. We can continue with this train of thought, but we're coming back to that.
No, yeah. So, you're reading, or Tom Sawyer, or whatever the fuck fiction book you're talking about. You're imagining it, you know. But forget about that. It's the person who wrote it had to imagine it. You know what I'm saying? And this overconsumption of television and just visual media, complemented by the fact that we are not engaging in reading anymore, is killing our creativity. It's killing our imagination. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't read. It's all because we don't read. When we used to read, we used to think more because it trains our brain to think creatively. Because we're reading it and then we're picturing it in our head. But not only that, then we're trained. Our brain is now trained to think about something else creatively. You know, you read about this fictitious world, it'll help you create your own fictitious world. It'll help you create your own story. It'll give you more imagination. It'll give you more creativity. Whereas when you're watching shows and when you're watching all these movies, it's stunning that part because you're seeing it. It's doing
the imagining for you.
Exactly. I didn't know how to word it, but that's exactly it. It's doing the imagining for you. And it's not training you how to do it. And it essentially dumbs you down. It turns you into an unimaginative, uncreative individual. Now, this is why I think it's such a good question, because the link between fiction books and movies are almost the same, and TV shows, because they're all fiction, they're not real. But the thing about reading is that it trains your brain. Now, I just want to add that I'm not a fan of fiction, but I do read, and I've read plenty of fiction in my life. And I read one fiction book a year or something like that, 2 fiction books a year at most. But that's simply because I'm at that time period of my life where I'm studying and I'm trying to get my degree and become an expert in a specific thing. I don't have time to read fiction books. I have time to specialize in what I want to fucking focus. So it's strictly non-fiction with me. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say is even reading fiction is important, because it helps you become more creative. And I think because we're all watching movies and TV shows, we're becoming dull. That's why, you know, how come there are no authors writing, like, I mean, there are once in a while, but how come there are no, like, crazy books coming out anymore? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they are coming out, and I'm sure we haven't read them. It's unfair to say that there aren't any, but...
Yeah. There's a lot. We've been to Barnes and Noble.
No, yeah, of course, but it's like.
Oh, you mean like
classics? I'm talking about like classic
like novels. Like holy shit, this is good. Not
right,
this,
exactly. Like they don't exist anymore.
Maybe they do. Maybe we don't hear about them.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
I'm not saying they. I meant. I didn't mean like they literally don't exist. It's somebody.
they cut off like 1987. They just stopped.
Right.
It was the weirdest thing. They stopped printing them.
So yeah, I mean that's really what I wanted to say. Going back to the original point, I think that we have an obligation to control what we watch, and it's a form of entertainment, and it's a form of unhealthy entertainment, I think.
Is all entertainment unhealthy entertainment?
No, I don't think that. And I think entertainment could be...
What about plays? Do plays count? They're having you imagine it?
Yeah, I would put plays in that same category.
Really?
Yeah. I wouldn't put playwriting in that same category, but I would put the performance of the plays. Yeah.
I mean, because some people would call that consuming culture, like going and seeing plays.
Yeah. No, it would. I'm not against that.
So you're not against plays?
When we're talking about it in a cultural perspective, no.
Right.
Like if you go to fucking Iran and you're going to this ancient playwright area, I don't know.
Does it have to be ancient?
No, I'm just saying it's just Iran's most popular, whatever, and it's well known, and
like
you want
oldest stories and shit.
Right, and you want to engage in this sort of consumption of Iranian culture, then go for it. But if it's like this mass-consumed, commercialized form of art, plays, I'm against that, obviously.
So like Cats?
What do you mean Cats?
Like Phantom of the Opera?
Sure.
Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
I know Phantom of the Opera.
Okay, all right. So you think that okay. Why? Where does the line get drawn between the two? Like when does it cut off and like new media is worse? Or not worse, but actively bad for you as opposed to old media?
The line is subjective. I drew the line for myself. I'm not going to draw a line for everybody. I personally think... But I've watched, like, maybe 10 TV shows in my life, and I love them.
Yes.
So I don't want to sit here and sound like a hypocrite making fun of people who watch shows, but...
I've watched so many shows. Yeah, I'm not taking any of this personally, but I've watched so much TV. Like, everything that you're saying, I just, like, inside I'm laughing a little because I'm like, dude, I have done the exact opposite. Like, I've done none. I've literally just watched
it's just, to me...
hours and just thousands.
Right. I mean, to me, it's... To me, it's like, it's almost, it's like you're playing a game and you're losing the game. The media, the everything, the evil forces of the world want you to watch these TV shows, and you're saying, okay, let me watch. Fuck it, It's like, don't take this the wrong way. I'm talking about it for myself. Have some dignity. Have some dignity, Sean. When I was watching Game of Thrones, I watched Vikings.
Vikings is good as shit.
Very good show.
Yeah.
Very good show.
That's such a good show.
But then I was on Netflix.
Even my mom got on it. Dude, that's...
Listen, I was on Netflix the next day after I finished the last episode of Vikings. And I was still in that... Because there's similarities of Vikings and Game of Thrones. And I was still in that mood, I didn't want to start like some mafia show or some shit.
Oh, did you go to like The Last Kingdom or something?
Exactly. I went and I was like, let me watch. And I said, whoa. Stop. I checked myself.
Dude.
I checked myself.
That would have pulled you so hard. That would have pulled you down the rabbit hole. Fuck. I think that's secretly why you don't watch anime. You're scared you're going to love it. Like, Logan, I feel like that's what a lot of this is. You're scared you're going to fucking love some of this shit. Because there's nothing wrong with loving some of it. I mean, if it's a great story, it's a great story.
You're right. And I'm sure, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, I wouldn't love any animes. I'm sure I would love them, and I would be a big fan because I said that right, and they're pretty emotional and plus there's something non-Western about them.
Yeah, because
they're literally non-Western.
Yeah.
So it's a different form. You know what I'm saying? And that in itself attracts me. But here's the thing. I'll leave that for some other time. Just like I love Game of Thrones for some other time. It's not my time right now. I don't have time. I'm not in a position to do that.
All right, at least watch Spirited Away. It's a single movie. Like, it doesn't. It requires like.
I'm not against that.
We could actually watch it together. Yeah. And now you're bound to it.
Anyway, back to the Last Kingdom, whatever.
Right.
I go on Netflix and I started watching. I was like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? And like, I just checked myself. I said, yo, stop. It's enough. You watched 2 classic shows, award-winning shows, legendary shows. Don't feed into your inner desire, because that's how the system works. That's how consumption works. It's designed to pull you in and watch more. You go on Google and you type in top 10 shows just like Vikings, or top 10 shows like Game of Thrones, and you go through the list and you read it's all designed to push you in. And it's so easy. What's hard is saying, hold up, stop this. I'm going to focus on what's important, because I know what's important. What's important for me is to educate myself so that I can help educate others. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck my goal is, anybody's goal is. It's like, and it all comes down, at the end of the day, it all comes down to either going out and working for yourself, making some money, doing what the fuck you got to do to get your pen, or literally reading and bettering yourself. There's no other ways, because people either work or they go the school route. You know what I'm saying? Or they drop everything and they just go out and volunteer and help people. So I guess there's 3 options. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot more than 3, but I get your general.
But I mean working in the sense that people work. What other art? Okay, somebody can drop it all and do art, but even then you need some sort of money. So, but when I say work, I mean doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Whereas education it's like doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, but to reach the end goal of what you want to do. So anyway, that's my whole mentality behind shows. Is like, in movies and in general, the sort of entertainment industry, watching X Factor or American Idol, whatever the fuck these shows are, going on YouTube and spending hours on fucking YouTube watching shit that's not educational. If it's educational and if it relates to what you're doing, for example, I'm often on YouTube, but I'm watching debates that I need to know about, because it's prominent debates in my academic field.
Do you watch any of like the Got Talent shows, like America's Got Talent?
Of course.
You do?
Shows or clips on YouTube?
Clips, yeah.
Clips, yeah. Like I've seen,
so you see like golden buzzers and shit, like. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what golden buzzers is. I'm talking about like old clips from American Idol, or like little kids singing.
America's Got Talent.
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've seen some performances from America's Got Talent that are.
But no, the way they do is they have buzzers, and it's like there's one in the middle, and I think they have to get like 3 of the votes or some shit, and then there's one in the middle that's golden, and if someone hits that, then they automatically get sent through. So it'll be like, I don't know, someone, and then something. Cancer is almost always involved, and then they just, I don't know, they have a good story, and then they give a really fucking good performance, and then someone's like, you know what? I was gonna say no, and everyone's like, "Oh man," and then he's like, but instead, he's like, oh! And then it gets all slow mo as he's like hitting his, BAM! And then everyone's like, ah! And then they start crying. Yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. But anyway, no, I was just curious if you've seen that shit. Okay, I can't let you go down this hole. We got to go back. So you hate Harry Potter? That's strong words. I understand not liking it. Didn't you work at Harry Potter World?
Yeah.
All right, tell me, does that tie into why you hate it?
No, I hated it before I worked there.
And you worked at a place. Why did you work there?
Well, I worked in the kitchen, cleaning dishes.
I hate Harry Potter, man. It's like, hey, you want a job?
At Harry Potter World.
At Harry Potter World.
Yeah, I mean,
you're like, fuck, that sucks, but sure.
Yeah. No, I hate Harry Potter because my dad hated it, and he never let me watch it. And this was as a kid, I remember it being on TV, and we would want to watch it because all the kids loved Harry Potter. He said, "This is ridiculous," and I never understood his hatred for. Why the fuck does my Albanian dad from Kosovo have such a deep hatred against Harry Potter? I don't know what the fuck.
He read the books once, like when he first got to America. He read the books. And it fucking suck. It just gets.
No, but what it was is the fact that it was everywhere, and it was hyper commercialized, and it was fed down to us as if it was something genius. You know, he wouldn't let me read Harry Potter or watch Harry Potter movies, but he would make me read, classics. You gotta read this, you gotta read that, you gotta know about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What the fuck is Harry Potter? Are you serious? You want to watch Harry Potter and you haven't fucking read Dostoevsky or Tolstoy? You haven't fucking read Camus? You haven't fucking read Mark Twain, Steinbeck? You know what I'm saying? All of these legendary authors. It's like, come on. So that's what it was. It was more of a rebellion against this Western hyper commercialized book that was turned into a movie, that was turned into a fucking amusement park. That alone in itself says what Harry Potter is, and
it's a fucking franchise, dude.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Yeah,
that's it in a nutshell.
And for him, and for me now, it's more about a sort of a boycott, a sort of intellectual self-respect boycott. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to word it. It's like, don't engage in what these Americans do, You're better than that. Don't be a fucking typical American who hasn't read any of the fucking classics but knows Harry Potter, a book made by some rich white lady who stole the idea in the first place. I mean, I don't know if you've heard about that, but she stole the idea for Harry Potter. And she's been sued for it too, and she stole it, I think, from a black woman. So
that made it like twice as bad.
Right.
No, I was asking. You say right? Makes it twice as bad.
What, that she's a black woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's profiting off of the labor of a... Yeah. I don't know the full story behind it, but I know for a fact that... Not that for a fact that it was stolen, but I know
I was about
that...
to say, I was like, wait, I don't even know for a fact.
Like, I know for a fact that there have been... she's been sued and whatever, and there's a lot of debates about it, but no, I definitely believe she stole it. So yeah, that's why I hate Harry Potter. Like, why there's got to be something wrong when our kids are reading Harry Potter and not, for example, Crime and Punishment. And that's just an example.
I think it's important for some people to have some stuff in their life that doesn't matter. Does that make sense? Like, the world is filled with stuff that matters, especially nowadays, and I think that sometimes people just want shit that doesn't really matter. Some people want ping pong. Some people want Super Smash Bros. Melee. Some people want Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I'm not against that. I agree with you 100%. Yes. Would you synonymize, equate that with an escape from reality?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because are you saying that some people want things that don't matter? Are you saying things that don't matter equals an escape from reality? Are they
not necessarily
inherently the same thing?
No.
Because to me they are. Because escape from in our reality, everything matters, right? That's the reality of things.
No,
so what's the escape?
Not everything matters. That's what I'm saying. Does ping pong matter, dude?
But that's what I'm saying.
Does baking really matter? I don't know. Like, where does... How do I put it? Maybe an escape, but I don't know. That feels wrong for some reason.
I mean, maybe there are categories. Maybe there are things like...
Is imagination itself escape from reality, then?
Yeah. Imagining is an escape from reality. It definitely is.
But you said imagination is good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing.
So then escapes from reality aren't all bad.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying people can't escape from reality. That in itself is inherently racist because, you have conditions here in the United States where the realities are horrible for certain people of color, and you know they might result to doing something that somebody else would not typically do.
You watch that same black escapism video?
No.
It was just perfect timing then. It's like a week ago. It came out on YouTube. It was this one channel called The Narrator or something like that. But yeah. Ooh. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Does matter. No, I'm joking.
So, and it's okay for people to have in their lives some stuff that doesn't matter.
100%.
Oh, okay.
I do too. But I think...
Alright, so we're good then.
No, we're good. But however, I think that we overdo it. And I think that in American society, the things that don't matter are more important and have become... what's the word? Starts with a P.
Pushed.
No.
Not like
prioritized.
Have
been prioritized over the things that do matter. And I think that's what our culture teaches us: is forget the things that don't matter. Okay. Be happy, right? And they always link it to happiness, right? It's like, be happy. You know, are you upset? Be happy. And they link it with, you know, like Buddhist philosophy and shit. Do what makes you happy, right? That's what our culture teaches us. Go and play video games for 30 hours a fucking week. And they teach you that, and they make you think that it's good. I'm not against video games. I just played fucking Zombies today, but I played it for 30 minutes, just before I edited, because I woke up and I was like, you know, let me just do something before I start editing on this project. Zombies is fucking fun.
Zombies
is fucking fun. It's so fucking fun. And then I also
playing balloons. Can we play balloons after this?
We could. We could play. How we've spent maybe in total, maybe 10 hours of playing balloons while I was overseas.
Yeah, it's
you know, I don't personally think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah. I'm not trying to, because it's making it sound like I have time management. I know what I'm doing. That's what it making.
That is exactly it. That's exactly what you're saying.
That is exactly what I'm saying. But however, I wouldn't, even 10 hours is for me too much. When I'm looking back at it, that's what I'm trying to say.
Great time management skills. I will give you that, and I do think you're right. I do think that overconsumption of media is an issue. You know, I guess my original point in even being argumentative is just it felt as though any amount or any piece of media could be construed as a waste. And I'm not going to defend reality TV here, but I do understand it.
Right.
Fuck, Dr. Pimple Popper videos, I will never defend them, but I do understand.
Right, I know. I've seen them too, and I've maybe spent, in general, I've probably spent an hour of my life from the time I came out of the womb watching, you know, pimple popping videos.
Yeah, there's something that just pulls you in.
There's something that pulls you in. And same with my dad. My dad loves that shit, and he got it on me. When he sees a pimple, he pops it. Yeah. So it's like, I'm just trying to say that I need to do a better job, but we in general as a society need to do a better job when it comes to just media. It's like it's become so normalized. It's normal to spend 20 hours a week playing video games. That's not fucking normal. It's normalized to spend 20 hours watching TV shows. It's not normal. It's been normalized to spend 20 hours a week on Instagram. It's not fucking normal. It's really not.
Where would you start to draw the line then? How much time a week do you think it would be fitting for someone to I guess do nothing or waste their time or just
escape reality, do nothing?
There you go.
Okay. I don't want to be in charge of drawing the line. But for me
you're
personally,
not. I'm just asking opinion.
Okay, I mean, I think every person should have at most, sorry, because drawing the line, you don't use the word at least. At most, 3 hours for themselves a day.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a week. I was like, bro, I couldn't. No, chill.
No.
Dude, that's crazy. All right, yeah, 3 hours a day.
3 hours a day. From the minute you wake up, though.
Okay.
Because I spend sometimes an hour on bed on my phone.
How much is that a week?
3 hours times 7, so let's say 20 hours a week.
So that's exactly, isn't that exactly what you're just saying? Like 20 hours a week isn't normal?
Yeah, but I'm talking about one thing. 3 hours to yourself could mean, you watching a show.
I'll watch a show for an hour, play a game for an hour, and like do some other.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
On your phone or whatever, talking to family, or, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. 3 hours a day. That's really not a lot. But for example, people only do 20 hours of on their phone a day, on a week, 20 hours of Instagram a week, right? And then they go play video games. 20 hours, and then they go watch a show. You know what I'm saying? When they're done playing the video games, they go watch a show to take a break from the video games, as if what they did before watching the show was something productive. Yeah. And watching a show is like a break from, you know what I'm saying? I did that all weekend long. Literally nonstop. I would watch a show until I got bored, and then I'd play a game until I got bored, and I'd hop on YouTube or Twitch till I got bored. Dude, I swear to you, all weekend long, that's all I did. I did nothing at all. Like, dude, this weekend hurt. It was not fun. I'm gonna be honest, it was not fun. It hurts. Like, oh my god. Like, I felt like I was depressed without being depressed. Right. Like, that shit. Oh my god, yeah. Like, my back was hurting this morning just from, like, laying down the whole weekend. Yeah. I've been having back pain, too, because... I have so many books that I need to read still. Dude, the backlog is crazy. I have them separated on the shelf now from the ones I've read to the ones I need to read. No, same, bro. I mean, same. I haven't 98%. Like, I'm currently reading a fiction book right now. It's a feminist fiction book, but I haven't finished it. But the point I'm trying to say is, we in the West, we waste a lot of time. And we think it's normal. The reason we think it's normal, not only do we think it's normal, but we think it's okay because it's seen as self-care. It's seen as self-help, and it's not. It's destructive. It really is. After you cross the limit, I'm saying 3 hours. 1 hour of video games a day when you're fucking working all day or studying all day, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But when you cross that limit of 3 hours, and that's just a number, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it should be 2 hours. I don't know. Right. I'm just saying that number just because it's so difficult. You're in the wrong direction, you son of a bitch. You wanted me to say 4? I wanted to say 4. What the fuck? You said 2. Oh fuck! Yeah, you caught me off guard. I was like, yeah, maybe 3 hours is crazy, huh? That's funny as fuck. Maybe 2, maybe 1. That is funny as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, that's funny as fuck. Oh shit! I went the wrong direction. Oh god. But yeah, man. Alright, so you gonna watch One Piece or what? So like all this talk, you gonna watch it or not? Because here's the thing. It's good. I promise you, it's so good. I know myself. Yeah, you're not gonna. I know. It's 950 episodes long. Yeah, right. And I don't like starting something that is absurdly long. That's gonna take me a year or two. You know. Yeah. No, it would. But it's gonna be so worth it. But then by the time you get caught up to it, they're gonna be almost done with it because they're already they're gearing up for the end. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, again, it's almost, I have that sort of guiltiness. It's like, I have other forms of... You could read it. You don't have to watch it. Even then, I'm not a fan of reading fiction. Unless it's... But it's a picture book, so it's cool. What? I'm dead serious. It's cool. Like, that's my only selling point here is that it's cool as shit. Yeah, I believe you. Oh, dude, and the video I sent you was literally talking about how in the beginning of the journey, it's like, oh yeah, they're friends and everything. Then they're stopping civil wars and shit. And dude, listen, I'm seeing it all over Twitter. Ever since you started talking, I've seen it all over. I think it's getting even bigger now. It's getting big. It always gets bigger. Right. Oh, all right. People are watching it. Everybody's. Yeah. I'm seeing tweets. You'll send me a message and I'll see a tweet 2 minutes later that has 1,000 retweets, and it's like, man, I should have started One Piece earlier. And it's just every single person I've ever seen review it on YouTube has said that exact thing. Okay, yeah, I slept on this shit. Right. And it's like the universe telling me, yo, Sean, this shit is hot.
shit is hot.
But again, my response is similar. It's like there's a lot of hot things out there.
Wait, but I mean, why should that stop you? If you're saying 3 hours a day, I mean, you could easily just spend one of those hours and just read like a volume or two, because they're quick reading too.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't. You asked me to draw the line.
Yeah.
That's not my line.
Oh, what's your line? What's your line at?
For shit like that, it would probably be an hour.
Yeah,
and
you
I
can
wouldn't
read like 2 volumes in that time. Don't worry about how many volumes there are.
Reading, because if I'm reading, I'm not gonna read. If my life is organized around reading, which it is as a student, right. I'm not gonna spend my free time reading. I'm gonna spend my free time away from books.
All right, that's fair.
TV, phone,
yeah.
Going out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I am, that doesn't mean I can't watch the show. So if I would watch it,
that's
I would be watching it. But here's the thing: it's like
there's 1,000. So if you do 2 per day, 10 per week, it's gonna take you 100 weeks. Oh, 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing. I want to explain a phenomenon that's occurred in me.
Okay.
Most of my studies is on Kosovo and the Balkans and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I have other interests, like religion.
Right.
I have other interests, like philosophy. I have other interests, like history. I have other interests, like film.
Sorry, I was just fucking with Drini. He came and grabbed the plate. Slap the wrapper. Alright.
But it seems as if my other interests are just becoming other academic fields.
Oh, you're starting to become a fucking dweeb.
Right.
Yeah,
like I'm losing interest. I don't watch sports anymore.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a very big fight or some shit. I just don't. I'm not interested.
Sports, oh shit.
And not even
literally, it's taking over your life.
Right.
Is that a good thing?
But here's the thing. I'm not. I don't think. No, because here's the thing.
I mean, you can overdo anything, though, can't you?
No, well, let's say you're an artist. You're a painter, and in your free time, you like investing your free time in other art forms, which help you.
Hey, don't touch me.
Sorry. Which help you with your preferred art form.
Yeah.
If you're a painter and you spend your free time watching movies or watching plays or reading poetry, it links to your painting, to your preferred art form, and it helps you. You know what I'm saying? And you're just naturally more interested because it's fucking art, and it's just natural for it to grow. You know what I'm saying? For your interests to grow into other art forms, it branches off. You know, it doesn't mean that, you know, in your free time you have to do something diametrically opposed to what your interest is. It's like if you're a painter, then that means your free time has to be spent doing something like I don't know.
What's that? What's diametrically opposed to painting?
Collecting action figures and.
How did you get? How is that on the other side?
I don't know. Like, I'm just throwing.
Yo, which are you? You a painter? Or do you collect figurines?
Or like I don't know, like
it's like a vague accent.
I have no idea. Playing video games, for example.
Okay.
I'm just saying, even though that in itself can be an art form, you know. Yeah. So, and that's the thing with me with with education, with these academic fields. It's like Islamophobia is a huge thing in political science, but in order to understand Islamophobia, you kind of have to understand Islam.
Looks like it switched to a bomb.
Oh. And in order to understand Islam, you need to understand other religions as well. And just naturally, you become interested in religions. And when you become interested in religions... Right.
Because like a lot of religions are tied to other religions.
Of course.
Yeah.
And when you study religions, you naturally study history.
Mm.
When you study history, you study philosophy. You know, and science, and all of these things sort of come together.
You're reading, and then you're reading like novels that are from these places.
Right.
Reading the holy books.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's something you know how to do because you spent your whole life doing it, and it just comes natural to you.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't mean that I no longer like basketball. Basketball will always be a love of mine. Boxing will always be a love of mine. You know what I'm saying? Music will always be a love of mine. So it's it's like it's just sort of like a natural evolution. And that's why I don't think it's bad that I'm in my free time. I'm not spending my free time playing video games, watching movies and shit, but I'm spending my free time watching debates on YouTube about, you know, the different sects within Judaism or something, which has absolutely nothing to do with my area of focus and what my life goal is. But it links and it helps. You know what I'm saying? So, or like, I don't know, studying fucking African history. Why the fuck not? African history has nothing to do with the Balkans, but why not fucking study it?
African history is so fucking cool.
Yeah, right? It's fucking amazing. It's phenomenal. Why not know that? Insane. Why not study that? Yeah. In fact, I would argue that it's important. Yeah. You know? So, I just feel like the way, as I get older, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm mature, I don't do these ridiculous things, but like, in my free time, I'm spending it in a way that I don't think of it as, oh, I'm doing something that doesn't matter. Yeah. It does matter what I'm doing, and I'm glad that I've gotten to the point in my life where I spend my free time, not all of it, I'm not a fucking robot. You know, I don't want to be seen as I sound like I'm mad. Again, I just want to emphasize I played 30 minutes of zombies today, so... And I played a game of balloons, so that's 20 minutes. I spent, I don't know, like almost an hour today, you know... Whatever, I'm not in school, so I'm not measuring that shit. But when I'm in school, when I'm...
Yeah, no, this doesn't count. It's 2 weeks between a 4-month trip and school.
Right. So, I don't give a fuck right now. Like, I'm doing anything I want. But I'm happy to say that...
Let's get you drunk as shit, dude. Like, let's get you blackout drunk.
I don't know if you've read the Quran, but drinking alcohol is haram.
Yeah, dude, oh my gosh. That would be crazy if, like, this 2 weeks you were like... Fuck it, dude. And you just went balls to the wall. Like, you actually went out to a bar downtown Orlando, got, like, shit-faced drunk, and just, you guys are my best friends! Fucking, bro, we get into a fight, get pushed into a dumpster.
God damn.
Damn, that would be one hell of a 2 weeks. That would just be one day, and you'd just recover the next, like,
yeah.
7 to 13.
So yeah, Harry Potter sucks.
You're such a bitch. Oh man, look, I'm not gonna convince you to watch Harry Potter. I understand that.
I've seen it though.
Oh, you have?
Like, yeah. I mean, I've seen it either in school, not all of them, but I've seen, like, I don't know. I remember the flying car. I remember.
Okay. So you've seen probably what, like 2 of them?
Yeah, I've seen fucking Darth Maul or whatever, the guy with no nose.
That's
Ron.
from Star Wars.
What?
Darth Maul is from Star Wars, but what you're talking about is Voldemort.
Voldemort, the guy with no nose.
Yeah, that's him.
Voldemort.
Voldemort. Imagine saying that shit to him. He comes up to you and he's like, where is Harry Potter? And you're just like, Voldemort, like Baltimore.
Got
Dude.
your nose. Fucking kills me.
Dude, he cause unspeakable pain. He has a spell that sets you in a state of paralysis, but like I don't remember who he did it to. He did it to like one of the teachers. In like the 7th movie, I think, and she's like floating on the table and she looks over at Snape and she's like, and he just looks at her like, nah, bitch, you got yourself, guy. And then he fucking kills her.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's intense. It's a kids movie. Holy shit. That's Anyway, so yeah, point is, I get it. Not gonna convince you. That's fine.
But I promise I will, watch some sort of anime eventually.
I mean, starting with Spirited Away is fine. You know, like I said, we'll even sit down. We'll watch it together, dude. It's easy. Oh, your face! You instantly looked slightly disgusted by the idea. Like instantly, you went like this. It was like it was so slight, but I saw it like you smelled your own fart, and even you didn't like it. One of those. You're like, oh, why does this smell like steak, but in a bad way? Oh man, this is good. I like the little riff ones. You know, I like I like when things are a little more lighthearted.
I mean, my final words, I guess, are sort of re-emphasize, or recap, is that I think, in a sense, in a way, American capitalist culture, consumerist culture, has brainwashed into tricking us as to what pleasure is. You know what I'm saying? Pleasure is doing shit that is absurd. Just do what you want. Do shit that is insignificant. You know what I'm saying? I think that we've been brainwashed into thinking that. However, I don't want to say that we should never, ever, do something that isn't important. Like I said, there is some sort of a joy that I get from playing zombies because it's nostalgic for me as a kid who played zombies with his friends. And personally, I think the game is a genius game. It's a very strategic game, and I like the concept of it. And I can't wait for my kids to play that too and play it with my kids, But regardless, I think that we have been brainwashed into thinking what pleasure is, and that, reading a book and learning and spending your time wisely, bettering yourself, thinking about your future, thinking about, just how to advance, you can't find pleasure in that. That's a form of work, and therefore you need to find time to have pleasure. And I think that's what our culture has created. It's like, okay, so you're a student, you study all day. What do you do for fun? It's like, oh, well, for fun, I like to, read books on history. What the fuck do you mean? For fun, I mean, what do you do for fun? And they can't seem to comprehend the fact that, I like to fucking read shit outside of my academic field of focus, or I like to write poetry, or I like to read poetry, or whatever. It's like, it has to be, that fun has to be something, totally consumerist, totally waste of time, totally insignificant, It has to be like you love movies, or you love, watching NFL or some shit. It has to be something like that. It always has to be. And it can never be something like bettering yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or a link to something that you're doing, I think we've been brainwashed into thinking that. And my final note is that time management is important, and the system is designed to take that away from us. That's why they're literally like fucking this artificial, I guess it's not artificial, but in my opinion they're artificial, like courses on how to have time management. There's books on how to time management, right? It's become so ingrained into our society how to deprive individuals of their own time management that there needs to be books written about it. There need to be lectures and YouTube videos on how to manage your time properly, when in my opinion that should come as something natural. You should feel like, yo, this is too much. It should click. I just spent 2 hours watching this show about, people in space. Let me get the fuck up and do something else, But that's how a consumer society is like. And coming from Kosovo, where people spend like 1 hour every night, there's like a Turkish series that starts at like 8 p.m. and it ends at like 9, and that's the only sort of form of media entertainment. The rest is like they're doing something. They're always doing, even if they don't have work. My grandma, who doesn't work, is doing something. She's cutting something. She's always doing something, and it's crazy because she's old and she could barely walk. And let alone people who are young, who work and who are on their feet trying to feed themselves, trying to make a better life for themselves and for their family. And you know what I'm saying? It's just that this is a very Western thing, and it's hard to see when it's hard to think about. It's hard to combat it, to go against it when it's the breath you've been raised in. And I think once we escape that, and I think all it takes is experiencing a different people and how they operate, how they function, what they do with their time. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Why are these people like? Ego is a bit. There's a bit of ego too. Like, why? How come these people can do it and I can't? And you start to question yourself, whatever. But then you come back home and then they try to brainwash you again. Like, oh, they don't know anything. They don't know. They don't understand mental health. You know what I'm saying? They literally try to trick you with mental health. They like to say they don't take mental health seriously. That's why they don't take time for themselves and watch a 4-hour TV show. You know what I'm saying? That's how they frame it. And they make you seem like these people are backwards for working all day. No, and they're not. It's just how life is. And in the West, we take too much time for ourselves to do shit that is holding us back. Why? Because we like it, and we like it. We do it. We like it. No, nobody gives a fuck if you like it. You like it, do it a little bit shorter. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it fucking all day. I'm not perfect. I was born in this breath. I remember playing Modern Warfare 2 as a kid, all fucking day, spending hundreds of hours of my life boosting in a corner, trying to rank up to like level 70 to get all the guns and shit. I remember that shit, but it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. And when you think about it, I mean, we're kids, but we were kids, but now that we're older, it's like we try our best to break out of it. And I did that with shows. I got hooked on the shows, bro. I got hooked on the shows, and I wanted to watch more. And I remember that feeling I had with Modern Warfare 2, because when then the Black Ops came out and this game came out, and I was on it, and I had to stop myself, and I felt that same feeling I felt back in 7th and 8th grade that I felt now during the pandemic with these shows. I wanted to watch Lord of the Rings, I wanted to watch Star Wars, I wanted to watch all of this shit. Like, it's like, wait, I'll watch them.
Oh, you should, dude.
I'll watch them. Like, these are classics. These are classics, so that's the reason why I want to watch them.
Lord of the Rings would be tough for you, but yeah, starting with Star Wars is shit.
Right. So, like, I'm not saying I'm not gonna watch it, but time management. Yeah. Time management. I got other shit to do, and I gotta be strong. I gotta do it. That was a long last.
Yeah, I was just sitting here letting you go though. I was like, you need to let all this out.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's a podcast. That's all you do.
Yeah, I guess.
I think all 15 of them are cool with it. Oh yeah, and you say I'm too hard on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're so fucking hard on yourself.
Yeah, I am, but
holy shit.
I am hard on myself,
man. Okay, that's my response to everything. It's just let's go play Blues. But what?
Sorry if I might add.
If you might.
You've helped me in becoming more human. You know what I'm saying? Like playing ball. 2 years ago, I would not even.
No,
1
you
year
would
ago,
not.
I would not even play balloons with you.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not gonna waste my time playing a fucking game.
Yeah.
Just 10 more minutes, Junior.
10 more minutes.
At most. At most. At most. At most.
It said last words 2 times. And then said, wow, those were long last words. 10 more minutes.
Nah, I want to give credit to that. You've been very important in helping me, not be as hard on myself. It's okay to play a game. Whatever. It's okay to spend an hour or two on balloons. But I think it came at the right time because I fucking graduated in 2019 and I haven't had school until now. I still haven't started. And in those 2 years, I've been so accustomed to just reading, like, yo, I'm not studying. I'm not in school right now. Maybe I could watch a show. Maybe I could play balloons. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do that. Maybe I could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you've helped me with that. Like, I can take some time and watch fucking YouTube videos that are stupid.
Yeah.
Not stupid, like they're still interesting, but it's like
No,
it's
I
not
know
gonna
what you mean,
benefit me like that.
Just like funny little skits or
Right, yeah. Or like mystery videos, what happened to this person? It's very interesting. It's somewhat entertaining. So
Yeah.
you've been very helpful in roboticizing me.
Or humanizing you. I like that more.
Yeah, right. Humanizing.
The de-roboticizing. That's intense. It's like I replaced some metal with flesh when you say it that way.
Yeah.
just stapling muscles on.
Right. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. This has been a fun one. I like this one. This one was fun. My final words are on a serious. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't know. Guess you made some good points, but I just think you need to chill sometimes.
Fair.
But I get it. It's gotten you to the point you're at now, and it's going to get you to the point where you need to be. It is serious, I understand that. I'm not going to say, like, oh no, fuck that side. Like, I don't want to be a bad influence on you, but like, I also don't want you to be like, essentially a bad influence on yourself, just like in the opposite way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
You, dude.
I like you, but no. I love you too, bro.
You said, I like you. Ew, don't take this the wrong way. Oh, fuck.
So we gonna end it, or?
Yeah. So, final note.
What balloons map you wanna run?
Kinda, yeah. Alright, yeah. Dude, I hit that pen way too much.
Oh, so you're high?
Oh, yeah. Alright. Peace out.
Peace. Piece of these nuts.